Hey everyone, feeling a lot better today. We're getting there. And so I really felt that urge to come on here and spend a little time with you and a little self-reflection time and to play with a deck that I honestly haven't like even opened in years. This is one of the first decks I probably got, and I haven't. I just haven't. You know how sometimes things get on the bottom and you just don't get to them, right? I think that's what happened here. So I'm really excited to try this one out. So it's the chakra. There we go. Chakra Meditations deck. Get a good look there by. I'm gonna try my best here. Swami Sarad Ananda. Best I can do. There we go. Sorry about that. So they're beautiful cards. So I'm really excited to try it out. And those of you with some yoga background, you'll know that word chakra, or some people pronounce it chakras. And we're referring there, like in yogic philosophy, to the energy centers that will actually begin at the root chakra. And so these are centers that bring in and allow out energy throughout our energy body. So we've got the root chakra at the base of the tail bone. We've got the sacral chakra, the lower pelvis. We've got the solar plexus, which is that right underneath the diaphragm, upper belly, above the belly button. We've got the heart chakra, of course, right around the physical heart region, and then the throat chakra and third eye chakra, so that space kind of just above the middle of the eyebrows. And then we've got the crown chakra, which is kind of that region right at the top of the head. And so these are centers where energy can come in and go out according to yogic philosophy. Okay. They each have, and this is what I find the most interesting, whatever your belief system is, but this part I think we can all get behind. They all represent areas of our lives. There's physical areas, emotional areas, psychological areas of our lives that are important to be in balance in order for us to function well in the world, right? So even if you don't prescribe to the chakra idea, each of those physical, emotional, psychological pieces that each of the chakras represent, I think we can all, agree that they would be important to have in balance. So I'm going to save today for going through all of the chakras and what they all mean and all that. And we're just going to go with the deck and just see what the deck sees. We should take a specific look at today. And no worries, I will definitely revisit the chakra idea in the future, in future videos. And I'm guaranteed we're going to have this deck out again. And we'll learn more about them throughout the upcoming days. All right. Here we go. So I'm not looking. I'm just going to shuffle. You know my technique. I just go until I feel that inspiration. And I'm really curious today what's going to pop up, because I don't even remember any of these cards. It's been that long. Okay. There we go. I got that inspiration. Let's take a look. Okay, interesting. So this one's the solar plexus chakra. In Sanskrit, you know how good my Sanskrit is, known as Manipura, which is that center. So we talked about the solar plexus. That's the one below the diaphragm, like the upper belly, I guess you could say. Area of transformation and willpower. So whenever I think of solar plexus, I think of that willpower. Like I'm gonna get this done. That kind of that center of my power, personal power, right there. Okay, so I'll just give you a look at the card there. Okay, so I'm just gonna read what it says here. So yantra meditation to find the seat of your inner fire. So that's a really good way to describe that energy center, that part of your energy of like the willpower, that inner fire to like, gonna make that happen, right? Gaze at the yantra on the back of this card. So I'm just gonna pull it up here. Okay, I'm gonna hold it there as I read. With half closed eyes, look at the 10 blue petals. kind of soften your gaze and you're focusing on the petals. Starting at the top, slowly rotate your gaze clockwise several times. Just take your time, slowly rotating the gaze clockwise. Imagine that the blue is the most luminous part of the flame. Shift your gaze to the downward pointing triangle that symbolizes the element fire. Then focus on the ram, considering his strength, stamina, and ability to charge head on. Okay, so you think of ram or bull, you think of that like pushing through, right? Got the strength, I'm just gonna make it happen. Along with that fire, that element of fire to fuel that stamina. A suggestion at the bottom is to say the mantra. So we haven't talked a lot about mantras, but it's just like a phrase, a sound that you say over and over again of REM to yourself. And you can say that out loud, or you can say that quietly to yourself, depending on where you're at. Okay, so RAM, thinking of the picture of the RAM as you say that mantra to yourself. All right. So taking a little time, if you want to take a little more time, of course, you can always go back and pause that portion where I was holding it. And you can do that with a little more detail, a little more time. I'm just going to take a little peek because I want to give you a little more detail on the solar plexus, and it comes along with this deck. There's a really nice little summary for each one of the main, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but just each one of the main energy centers or chakras. So it says here, talking about, we focus on the solar plexus today. The body's fortress, Manipura chakra, stores your most precious asset, your sense of self. Its energy is related to willpower and self-esteem, your ability to set strong boundaries. Oh, that's an important one, my goodness. And to act and adjust. I just want to pause there for a second. So, you know, for me, when I think of solar plexus, I think of like that discipline, like get the things done and go, 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 right? And that's definitely part of it. But I loved that idea of self-esteem, confidence, and that being so significant in a way of like being able to set a boundary when you need to. That I have had to learn that. Like just saying no, right? When you need to say no. And no is a complete sentence. I've heard that so many times, and I just absolutely love that. No explanation needed, right? You know that it's a no for you. The end. And that is an easy thing to say, but with certain people, and I'm speaking from my situation, that can be a really hard thing to do with certain people, right? Especially if they're close to you and you don't want to disappoint. And if you're like, I know people in this boat, I would say I'm recovering from this people pleaser. That can be a really tough thing to bring into your life, right? So important. I'm going to speak from personal experience here again. Wow, is that really important? You only have so much energy, right? You can't, like, if you can't set a boundary, you're going to be spending a lot of energy in areas that are not very important to you. So just thinking about whether that's something you want to do, right? Energy is a finite thing for sure. So purify and balancing solar plexus chakra energy through meditation helps you to change yourself and your life situation. So that's interesting, the power of meditation. And this is actually a really important function of it in my life, is that regrouping of like, okay, what is really important to me? Where am I putting my energy right now? Is that where I want to do it, right? And then being able to refocus appropriately, you know, set those boundaries, redirect the energy where it is important to me. So all personal growth starts at this level. Wow, I really, 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 really enjoyed that. For me, I'm going back into my regular work schedule next week. And I love my job, but very important for me to remember in that setting. Because there's lots to do, and there can be like the unlimited to do for sure. All the animals are in here today. Steve's back. I don't know if you saw Skittles. It's one of our cats just walked by. I think that's the first appearance one of the cats has ever made. But yeah, back to work situation of like do, right? And I have really burnt out with that. And so as hard as it is, like our brain, my brain, definitely I can speak to this, does not want you to take that time, does not want you to take that reflective time, right? No, you don't have time for that. You got to do all these things, right? But I'll tell you right now from personal experience, if you don't take that time, your body will eventually make you take that time in one way or another, right? So just a good reminder for myself as well, that even in those really busy times, whatever that looks like for you, I would say even more important to have built into that schedule these reflective times. And that could be definitely meditation. I strongly recommend. It doesn't have to be like hours of meditation. Like honestly, 5 to 10 minutes makes a difference for me. I know that. 15 to 20 is like very exciting, and I feel like totally and not, I mean, not always perfectly with respect to this, but it definitely, I noticed the difference after my session. I feel so much more grounded and just cleared. And it depends on the type of meditation you do, right? But I think that's a valuable practice. It could just be breathing, just taking some time to breathe, listening to some calm music, spending some time with your pets, right? Going for that walk outside, just something creative, right? Maybe that's just coloring. Like if you're like me and maybe not the best drawer or whatever, I love coloring. That's so someone else is doing the drawing and I can just color it in, and it's very present and mindful, and it helps take my brain out of that place, right? So that you can kind of do this regrouping, right? Okay, taking the deep breath. Where do I want to put my energy in this moment, right? So I love that reminder for me, especially going into next week. I'm going to try to remember that in those moments of, we all have them, of that overwhelm, right? So come back to the quiet and stillness and refocus and regroup. All right. Okay, well, hopefully you enjoyed that read, and focus on that solar plexus, that willpower center of our energy body. And enjoy the rest of your day. If you liked this video, please feel free to click that like and subscribe button, or share as well. And feel free to drop a comment, any suggestions or anything that you want to chat about. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.